Welcome to Daily English Room. Today's topic is learning English. Our first topic is the reason why you want to learn English. Let's hear from our members.
Well, for me, learning English is not just a want, it's a need in my day-to-day life as a tour guide. I work with tourists from all over the world who come to explore the beautiful landscapes of Slovenia. English is like a bridge that connects me to these people. I want to learn more natural ways to express things in English.
Now, let's talk about the challenges you've faced. What has been your biggest challenge in learning English, and how are you overcoming it?
For me, the biggest challenge has been mastering those tricky phrasal verbs and idiomatic expressions. In Slovenian, we don't really have phrasal verbs, so the concept itself was quite foreign to me at first. I've started watching more English language TV shows and movies, especially those set in tourist or adventure settings. It helps me pick up natural expressions and see how native speakers use language in context.
Now, let's look to the future. What is your biggest goal for using English in the next year?
I've been dreaming of expanding my tour guide services to include virtual tours and online educational content about Slovenia's natural wonders and cultural heritage. So, my main goal is to improve my English skills enough to confidently launch this new project.
To help achieve them, you must be using various learning resources. So, what's your favorite resource for learning English, and why?
I use quite a few different tools, but if I had to pick just one, I'd say it's actually podcasts. Podcasts are perfect because I can listen to them anytime, anywhere. It's like having a portable English lesson that fits into the nooks and crannies of my busy day. Many podcast apps allow you to slow down the playback speed, which is super helpful when I encounter a challenging episode. I can listen at 0.8x speed to really focus on pronunciation and intonation.
What's a cultural misunderstanding or surprise you've encountered while learning or using English?
Once, while guiding American tourists in Triglav National Park, I made an amusing mistake. I told them they might see gams on the slopes, meaning chamois. In Slovenian, gams means chamois, but it sounds like gams in English, which can mean legs. The tourists thought I was talking about disembodied legs roaming the mountainside. We all had a good laugh when I clarified with a picture. It taught me to be careful with animal names and showed how language mix-ups can create funny moments.
Learning a language can be challenging, but it also has its rewarding moments. Can you share a moment when you felt you'd made a real breakthrough in your English skills?
My English breakthrough came unexpectedly during a severe thunderstorm on a mountain tour. We were forced to take shelter, and I had to quickly explain safety procedures and keep everyone calm. I found myself switching effortlessly between giving clear instructions, answering panic questions, and even translating weather updates from Slovenian radio. Despite the stressful situation, I communicated effectively and kept everyone informed and reassured. That's when I realized my English had become a reliable tool, even in high-pressure situations.
But language learning is also about consistent practice.
I've made English a part of my daily routine. I start my mornings with an English news podcast while making breakfast. During hikes, I challenge myself to mentally describe the landscapes in English. And I've also started keeping a journal in English, jotting down my thoughts and experiences at the end of each day.
Learning a language can sometimes be frustrating. What do you do to stay motivated when you feel discouraged in your English learning journey?
When I feel discouraged, I remind myself why I started learning English, to connect with people and share Slovenia's beauty. I watch videos of polyglots for inspiration. Sometimes, I revisit old recordings of my tours to see how far I've come. I also have a win jar, where I write down small language victories on slips of paper. Reading these helps boost my confidence. Lastly, I chat with fellow guides worldwide. Their stories and encouragement always reignite my motivation.
Language learning often involves bridging cultural gaps. Can you share an experience where you successfully navigated a cultural difference using your English skills?
Once, I had a group with both British and American tourists. A misunderstanding arose over the word biscuits, the Brits expecting sweet treats and the Americans thinking of savory bread. Using my English skills, I explained the difference, turning it into a fun cultural lesson. We ended up having a lively discussion about language variations and food traditions. It was rewarding to bridge this cultural gap, fostering understanding and even friendship between the guests. This experience showed me how language skills can turn potential conflicts into enriching cultural exchanges.
Sometimes the most effective learning methods are ones we don't expect. What's an unconventional or unexpected strategy that has really helped improve your English skills?
My unconventional English strategy is scent journaling. I associate English words with specific scents I encounter in nature during my hikes. For example, the earthy smell of moss reminds me of verdant and lush. I jot these associations in a notebook. Later, when I catch a whiff of pine, it might trigger words like aromatic or resinous. This method has dramatically improved my descriptive vocabulary and memory retention. Plus, it makes my tours more vivid when I can link English words to sensory experiences.
What's your ultimate aspiration or dream that you hope to achieve through English proficiency?
My ultimate dream is to host a nature documentary series showcasing Slovenia's hidden wonders. I envision myself guiding viewers through our pristine forests, mysterious caves, and majestic mountains, all while narrating in fluent English. I want to bring Slovenia's natural beauty and rich biodiversity to a global audience, inspiring environmental awareness and sustainable tourism. This dream combines my passion for nature, my love for my country, and my dedication to mastering English. It's what drives me to improve every day.
Learning a new language can be a transformative experience. How has learning English changed you as a person or altered your worldview?
Learning English has unexpectedly rekindled my love for Slovenian culture. As I explain our traditions and history in English, I've gained a deeper appreciation for my roots. It's made me rediscover the uniqueness of our folklore and customs. Surprisingly, using English has improved my Slovenian too. I'm more articulate in both languages now. This journey has transformed me into a cultural bridge builder, fostering understanding between locals and visitors. It's not just about language, it's about becoming a more thoughtful ambassador for my country and its heritage. I've also discovered a global community passionate about nature conservation, which has strengthened my commitment to environmental stewardship. English hasn't just changed how I communicate, it's broadened my horizons and reshaped my understanding of our interconnected world.
Now, let's talk about AI's future impact on English learning. How do you think AI will influence the way people learn English in the future?
For me, AI could be a huge help in tourism. Imagine AI tools that can help people learn the specific English vocabulary they need for their profession. I'd love to have an AI coach that helps me practice conversations I might have with tourists from different countries. It could even simulate various accents and situations, preparing me for real-world interactions.
Do you think AI can fully replace human teachers in English learning? Why or why not?
I believe AI can be a useful tool, but it can't replace human teachers. AI lacks the cultural insights and emotional intelligence that make language learning truly immersive. As a tour guide, I often have to explain subtle cultural differences to my clients, and a human teacher is much better at explaining these kinds of things in English.
What role do you think AI can play in helping people overcome language barriers?
AI has the potential to make travel and tourism much easier by reducing language barriers. I already use translation apps to help communicate with tourists from all over the world. And as these tools get better, I think AI will help tourists and guides connect even if they don't speak the same language. It's going to make travel more accessible.
Now, what advice would you give to your younger self or someone just starting to learn English?
I tell myself that learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time and patience, but the rewards are worth it. I'd also remind myself to stay curious and open-minded. Learning English has allowed me to connect with people from all over the world, and that's been one of the most valuable experiences of my life.
That's all for today's daily English room conversation practice. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, like, leave a comment, and hit the subscribe button. See you next time.